Guten Tag, my name is Mr. Rogues and welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm gonna rank every single Flash villain that have ever existed. This tier was specifically made for this video by a server member, Nate2, as we like to refer to him as. So thank you, Nate2, thank you very much for doing this. The Flash Rogues tiers that did exist were all really bad. They were either just about the CW show villains, or the ones that were about the comics featured very poor images that you could barely tell who they were supposed to be. So thank you, Nate2, for making this video possible. And let's just jump right into it, shall we? The tiers we have are greatest, the very best Flash villains, in my opinion of course, and we have good, and okay, and poop, and finally who. For once I don't know who they are, because believe it or not, I don't know every single Flash villain that had ever existed. So the very first one we have here is Abracadabra, one of my very favorite Flash villains, so he goes straight up to greatest of course, the magician from the future. And here we have the second Trickster, Axel Walker, whom I hate. I hate that little punk, so you go and poop! And this guy I recognize him from some 80s comic, but I don't know who he is. I don't think I've ever read his stories. I've just seen the covers. I think I'm gonna put him in who? The Black Flash, the Death Flash. He's pretty good. It looks cool. It's a cool concept. I'm gonna put him in good. No idea who this lady is. Some old Golden Age villain of Jay Garrick, I assume, and that is Blacksmith. Pretty cool villain, a newer rogue of course. She's the one who started the New Rogues, the gang of new Flash villains. I'm putting her in good. Red-faced man, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. That's Brother Grimm, a fantasy-themed villain from an alternate dimension. He was pretty good, I'm gonna put him in good. Captain Boomerang, of course, not really one of my very favorites. I don't love Boomer as much as everyone else does, so I'm gonna put him in good instead of greatest. Sorry Boomer fans. Captain Cole, of course, straight up to greatest. Chilblain, the poor man's Captain Cole, he's okay. That's Cicada, or however you pronounce his name, Kikata Sasada. The weird cult leader with superpowers. I only read his story once, but I remember him being pretty good, so here goes to good. What is his name? Yorkin? Clive Yorkin, the weird freak guy from the 70s. He had a big part in the very seminal Flash story where Reverse Flash killed Iris West. And I'm gonna put him in good. The clown. The obscure villain who only appeared in one story. I made a video of him, of course. A seminal Rogues video. It was the very first video I ever made under the name Mr. Rogues, when I changed my name from Gotham Rogues to Mr. Rogues. This guy is pretty lacking, but he had potential. I'm gonna put him in okay. Cobalt Blue, that weird character who's Barry Allen's twin brother or something. I don't really remember, it's been so long. I'm gonna put him in okay. That's a Computron something. I haven't read his stories, but I'm vaguely familiar with him. I'm gonna have to put him in who though, since I really don't know anything about him. That's the modern Reverse Flash from the New 52. I don't know anything about him. Dr. Alchemy. I've read a couple of comics with him, but I'm not that familiar with him, so I'm gonna have to put him in okay. That's a Double Down. He's really cool. He's got a really freaky power. He can rip off pieces of his skin and they take the shape of playing cards with razor sharp edges, and he can throw them at people. Very freaky. I'm gonna put him in good. Of course, Mirror Master, my favorite Flash villain, straight up the greatest, naturally. Fallout, another newer rogue and one I really like a lot, very tragic. Mr. Freeze style type villain, basically the Mr. Freeze of Flash Rogues gallery. He goes the greatest. The Fiddler, a classic Golden Age Jay Garrick rogue, always been a very big fan of him. I'm gonna have to put him in... I'm gonna put him in greatest, I really like him. And the Folded Man, a really cool character, really cool power. Yeah, put him in good. I don't know. I don't know. Ah, good. Golden Glider, she goes to good. I don't like her that much, but I do think she's a good character. That's another newer rogue. Girder? I don't remember much about him except the fact that he's a big brute. I'm gonna put him in okay. That's Godspeed, a new character, another Reverse Flash or something, another evil speedster. I know nothing about him, so I'm gonna put him in who. I don't know who that is. Looks kinda cool though. Gorilla Grodd, greatest. Who can ever get enough of Gorilla Grodd? Heatwave, another greatest. The most, out of the Barry Allen villains at least, the most mentally disturbed rogue, for sure. That's Inertia, the evil Bart Allen clone or something. He's okay. I don't know who that is. Is that another evil speedster? There are so many evil speedsters. I don't know, Robot Man? No idea what that is. The Rhino? Flash's Rhino? I don't know who that is. Magenta? I don't really like her. Not very good. She's specifically a villain of Wally West, because if I remember correctly, they used to date, but then she went insane and became a villain. And I don't know. Looks cool though. What? What is this? A baby? Is that Baby Doll? I have no idea who this is. It looks like Golden Age art though, so gotta be a Jay Garrick villain. If you know who this is, write down in the comments. Tell me. I gotta find out who this is. Gotta read this character's story. A baby villain? Looks kind of familiar, but I can't place him, so I'm gonna put him in who. That's Murmur, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Murmur. I really like Murmur, a horror villain. One of very few horror-styled Flash villains. He would almost fit better in the Batman Rogues Gallery. But it's nice that Flash has a horror-styled villain. He needs him, so Flash should keep him. Don't go stealing him now, Batman. I know you have a habit of doing that. No idea who that is. Kinda looks like the Shade, but that can't be the Shade. He's got a top hat, black top hat. So it makes me think of the Shade, but that can't be him. Captain Boomerang Jr. He's okay, I've never really liked him that much. I like his dad more. I have no idea, so I'm plain dude. Gorilla Grodd's cousin? Who is that? Is that Ultra Humanite? Can't be Ultra Humanite, I'm gonna put you in who? Man. Man from the Bronze Age, or Silver Age. Sorry, don't know who you are. Ooh, what's her name? Peekaboo, who can teleport. I really like her. She's a really tragic character, really cool power. Greatest. Pied Piper. I've never really been the biggest fan of the Pied Piper because they reformed him so early, already in the late 80s. He was reformed, so he really was only a villain for about 20 years or something of his history. Ever since then, he's been a hero. But he ain't much of a villain. His power is pretty cool though, and so is his design. I'm gonna have to put you in good instead of the greatest. And that is, what is that guy? That is mercenary assassin guy from an alternate universe. What's his name? Plunder. I think his name is Plunder. I'm gonna put you in okay. Barry Allen? Looks like Barry Allen to me. I don't know, man. Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash, Eobard, Thawne, of course greatest, Flash's arch nemesis. I don't know, Robocop? Sorry. Ragdoll, greatest, love him. Another robot that I don't recognize, so many robots. Ooh, that loser villain, the crazy quilt of the Flash Rogues Gallery. What is his name again? His name is Rainbow Raider. That is his name. Greatest. Love Rainbow Raider. How can you not love Rainbow Raider? Big Angry Man. Don't know. Sorry. That's Replicant. I made a video on him. He was okay. He has all of the rogues' powers combined. He looks cooler than he actually is. Oh, that's Rose and Thorn. Villain of Jay Garrick again. I actually haven't read any stories with her, but I know about her. I know her, the basic gist of her. She's basically a mix of Two-Face and Poison Ivy. She has two personalities. One side, the good one, is a botanist, and the other is evil and can control plants. So yeah, Two-Face meets Poison Ivy, and because that sounds so awesome, I'm gonna have to put her in greatest. Mirror Master again, I guess this is the original Mirror Master, Sam Scudder. So that was the second one. Ewan McCulloch. Well, I like them both equally, basically. Is that Savitar? Might be. I don't know anything about this guy, but I've heard about him. Who? I don't know who. Well, looks cool, but I don't know who it is, unfortunately. Let me know who this is too down in the comments. Looks really cool. And that's Speed Demon character from the late 80s, the very earliest Wally West Flash stories. I don't remember much about him. He was addicted to speed or something. I'm gonna put him in okay. No idea, looks like Bane. Some lady, I don't know, sorry. I think that's Star Sapphire. Not Green Lantern Star Sapphire, there was actually another Star Sapphire before her. Another Jay Garrick villain, unrelated to the Green Lantern Star Sapphire. I'm gonna put you in who, because I really don't know anything about you. I know the other Star Sapphire, who? I don't know. Tar Pit, I've always liked Tar Pit, he's cool, greatest for you. That's the rival, the very first Reverse Flash, the very first evil speedster, I should say. I haven't read any stories with him, but I know the basic gist of the character. I'm gonna put him in okay. He doesn't seem that amazing, to be honest. Oh, the Shade. The Shade. I mean, he's my favorite, really, out of all of these. But he's, of course, he was an enemy of Jay Garrick, never Barry or Wally, just Jay Garrick. And then later he became really a character of his own. So I don't really consider him a Flash villain. I mean, he has origins. He has a lot of history with the Flash, you know, back in the olden days, of course. I don't really consider him a Flash villain anymore, though. But he does belong on this tier. If you're gonna have it be complete, he should be on it. So I'm not saying he shouldn't have been on it. The top is okay. I think he's a bit silly, to be honest, even by Flash villain standards. His costume and his powers is just spin around like a top. Okay for you. But they've done some really good stories with him, though, surprisingly, even though the character has such a silly concept. They've surprisingly made a lot of good stories with him. But, you know, it's still okay for me. The Thinker. Yeah, I like the Thinker. I'm gonna put you in good, Thinker. You know, now that I think about it, I'm gonna put the top in good. Yeah, he deserves good. Ooh, the Trickster, the real Trickster, not that poop Axel Walker. James Jesse, one of my very, very favorites. Of course, greatest for him. I love the Trickster. I don't know who this bald man is. That's Turtle Man. The first turtle dude. Or the second? I can't keep track of these turtle men. Okay for you. That's the other turtle. Who's who? I don't know. There's two turtle guys. Flash Rogues Gallery, and they're both really slow. Weather Wizard goes in good. I really like Weather Wizard, but I don't really like him quite as much as these guys up here. But almost. So I would say he almost goes in greatest. He's good plus. Zoom. Another evil speedster, but he is good. He is a good one. I'm gonna put him in good. I don't like him as much as Eobard, but he is good. He is a good character. Junk, is he really a villain? I feel like he has a similar story to Pied Piper, but even more. So I think he was just a villain for a very brief period. And then he became a hero character, a supporting character. He was featured a lot in the early Wally West Flash stories in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm gonna put you in good, because you're not really a villain. Mr. Element, something like that. Actually, I haven't read anything with him. Isn't he the same character as Dr. Alchemy? Didn't he change his name? Where is he? Where is he? Where are you, Alchemy? Oh, there he is. Aren't they the same character, but they changed their name, moniker? I'm gonna put you in okay. I don't know, maybe I'm imagining things. And the very last one, the final one, I don't know. Actually, I do, I recognize him. He's one of the very, very earliest villains that Barry Allen fought, but it's a comic I haven't read. know nothing about him really, except that he is one of the very first ones, so I'm putting him in who. And there we have it! There we have all the Flash villains that have ever existed, ranked by me, Mr. Rogues. This is my opinion on the Flash Rogues Gallery, a fantastic Rogues Gallery. And of course, as usual, I will have left a link in the description to this tier so that you yourself can rank all the Flash villains. So have fun with that, and yeah, let me know in comments what your top 5 Flash villains are, why not? And of course, as always, remember, Arkham Asylum awaits you in the next video. Bye-bye!